All right, hello. I am Caterpillar, and this is a video that is going to hopefully explain to everybody A, why I haven't posted so long, B, why that video of the predator poaching had been forcefully taken down, not by myself, and of course the explanation. So after I called the police a minute after the poaching had been finished, and the video recording, for those who didn't see it, had involved myself being the decoy, as I had sent pictures of myself using an app that makes yourself look way younger, right? So I said I was a 12-year-old, spoke with this man for 20 minutes in 4 days, 5 days, as I was on lunch break and I had school things to do. He was cool with that. I kept on pressuring me to meet right away, but I didn't have the time or things ready. This is for people who didn't see the video. So eventually, on the day that he wanted to meet there, Friday, showed up as myself. I spoke to a Dairy Queen employee I told him what I was doing. She said, "Great job." And I saw this person enter the area all gleefully, happily. He hadn't seen, he saw me, but he didn't know that was the decoy. And I went out and I spoke with him. I told him, I called his phone number first to verify it was him. I knew it was him, but I did it so that there was no way he could try to deny it. So I spoke with him about it for about 30 minutes, actually. I tried to get him to call his family, or one of his family members, tell him what happened, but he probably dialed fake numbers because not one of them answered the phone. So I said, okay, that's fine, we'll meet later and we can make sure you call somebody, because at first I wasn't gonna call the police because I didn't want to get them involved for this particular reason. I called the first police chief, I called the first policeman on the way walking back from the interview to my home, told him what happened. He said, "Great job, you done a good thing and we're gonna help you." But unfortunately, it was during the weekend or late Friday. He said, "Unfortunately, I can't do anything. The sexual, the sex crimes detective, quote unquote," he was younger than me, he must have been about 25, was not there. I said, okay, gave him my info and he'll call me on Monday. Monday came, he called me, I explained to him the situation very, very adequately and accurately, and he kept repeating himself, saying, "So you two hooked up and tried to meet with a 12-year-old. I was flabbergasted how he didn't understand this, but I think I'm the first person in this small city to do one of these things, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he just believed that nobody would call in and do this sort of thing because they were, too busy working, taking care of their house and their family and their loved ones, etc. But I had the free time, and this was something I wanted to do to pay back the city that had been helping me since a major surgery. So I was sitting in my bed and I watched a lot of YouTube, and I saw these predator poachers, mostly in the States, but one in Toronto and one in BC, who were successfully doing this and having the cops on their side. So I thought, okay, let's bring this to a small town. And it wasn't within not even 2 minutes of creating a profile and going online to this AppSex website that I was contacted. I went off of the site and used a fake number to text him, as is the normal. And I told him, you know, please be, you know, please tolerate my lie, as I was 18 on the app. And I told him I'm a bit younger than on the app, but I can't put that there, obviously. He said, oh, that's no problem. I said, I'm 12 turning 13. He said, oh, that's no problem. Just make sure you don't tell anybody, because I don't want to get in trouble. That was his last words. I don't want to get in trouble because I've been caught before. And for some reason, he told me he was straight up, no lie. He said he was a registered sex offender, that he had he didn't say got away, but he had had these types of relationships in the past, and 3 he got away with, and 2 he got caught with. So it was more motivation for me to make sure that this person was at least either exposed to his family or caught up by the police. Anyway, so back to Monday. I kept trying to tell this officer the story, the truth of what happened. He just kept repeating, so you and this guy hooked up, meaning you and guys were sexually together, and you guys decided to try to call a 12-year-old and try to groom and meet up with him. I said, no, you're not listening. And you know, I told him the story. I hope a lot of people who watched the video saw that of what happened. It was just the interview of him saying how he knew this was wrong and he'll never do it again and blah blah blah, etc., etc. And I was too nice. I should have called the cops right then, but I called them after I was leaving, right? Like I said. And so this officer took my information, took the details. He said, okay, we're opening an investigation, and I got the case number. He called me back the next day to try to make sure my story remained the same, which it always has, because I've only spoken the truth to anybody about this. Some people have mixed feelings, I guess. They think it's entrapment, but I did not encourage or ask for anything, especially sexual, as the decoy. He was always bringing it up and asking me to come over, etc., etc. He'll be the one to, quote, teach me, unquote. So this is what I told that cop. He said, oh, okay. He didn't believe me because this is what happened. After 3 months, nothing happened. So I posted the video online to a new account on YouTube. It garnered a fair bit of views, almost 11,000. Which is a lot for a brand new channel, I believe. And so you know, I thought that was good, and the cops could see that, but they never once looked at the video. In that 3 months time, I continued to call and see if I could come down with all the evidence and show them the video and the conversations and the text messages, which I screenshotted all of and recorded all of everything. Double copies of the video, laptop and phone. He denied he denied having me come down. He thought I was lying, right? So 3 months went. I posted the video. It garnered, like I said, fair enough views, and I was happy to see all of the positive remarks and said, great job, you know, and you seem to be very skilled at this, keep going, as I had planned to do. And another 3 months went by, and guess who knocked on my door? A sergeant with the police knocked on the door, and there was about 4 or 5 black SUVs, sirens on, and the blue and reds on, parked in the middle of one of the busiest streets in my town, parked on the driveway, which could have fit all their cars, but only one, sideways, and the rest on the lawn of this house that I was renting. And so they said, "Are you tight?" Or asked, they asked my name. I said, "Yes, I am." And I had my phone on me, so they took my phone right then. I gave it to them willingly. I didn't know what was going on. They placed me in handcuffs, and I said, "What's going on?" Said, "Well, you're being charged with luring a minor through the internet." I said, "I think you got the wrong guy." Which I know sounds redundant and what most people, I guess, would say, but that's all I could think to say. I was in total shock, right? I was in total shock from not having any calls after those 2 days, denying me the ability to come down to the police station, explain the situation until he could understand it, and show him the evidence, screenshots, the recorded text messages, and of course the interview where this man is on camera confessing everything, including knowing that he thought I was a 12-year-old. So they denied that, and then 6 months later from the incident, showed up at this house, arrested me, walked me through the house. My landlord was there. They didn't know what was going on. The cops aren't allowed to tell random people what someone's being charged with. So they just asked for my room, and I showed them. They all walked up in there looking for anything, probably drugs and cheese pizza stuff, and my room's spotless. I clean that place every day. So I think they walked in there and realized, I think maybe this guy's telling the truth. But they had the warrant to seize my phone. They did that, and they also, that's it. That's all they took was my phone. So I was like, okay, great. And so I was brought to the police station in cuffs. They placed me in foot shackles. I was the only person as a suspected criminal in the whole police station. I had a semicircle of about 8 to 10 policemen, all circling me as I undressed to show I had nothing on me, and to put me in the suit or whatever and handcuff and shackle me. They all looked at me with disgust. They all believed what this, no offense, but stupid cop had told them. And he told them a story which he thought was true, but he didn't have any evidence, because if he did, I would have been cleared, which I was eventually cleared. It just took a long time. And they also arrested that person too, the offender, registered sex offender, and he was charged with multiple charges because he was on probation for already sex crimes. He got caught within the last couple of years. He went into prison for a year. He had multiple charges because he wasn't supposed to be using a computer. He was also charged with the same, luring of a child. He was also charged with 2 other crimes, breach of probation rules and or violation, and using the internet specifically to lure a minor, which he was already supposed to have not been doing. So they had me in shackles. They searched me. There's nothing on me at all. They kept me in shackles as if I was, maybe it's policy, but I doubt it, because at first I didn't have shackles in until they tried to interview me, and I wasn't saying anything because I've been told, you don't ever speak to them, especially if you've already been charged. So he kept asking, what am I going to find on this phone? I said, the truth. Exactly what I've told you before. The truth. And he asked me to talk, and I just said, look, you've got me in cuffs. I've asked to come down here and talk to you 3 times at least to show you everything. You denied me, and now you want me to talk. I said no. So that's when they put the shackles back on, and I went into the cell. I went to go lift my knees up so they could take them off. They said, no, those are staying on. I'm in a cell, handcuffed, with cameras on me, with 12 cops with guns and vests and batons and, the whole works. And somehow I'm a violent risk, apparently. So I was in the cell for about 7 or 8 hours, and then they let me go. I still had the charge of luring a minor. I was given all these, rules to follow, and then they took my passport away. This was all without ever being processed, without ever having a court representation, a court date to see an actual judge that could actually look at the information. This is how they treated me, based on what this cop, who couldn't understand a single word I was saying. So I don't mean to make this so long. It meant to be kind of shorter, but I want to explain everything. It took me a while because I was going through a deep depression, because this is the part that really gets me. So the next day, in the city newspaper, was a post about me that said, after a 6-month-long investigation. What? 6 months? What the heck were you doing? You didn't try to see any information. I guess they tapped my phone and tapped his phone, or that's the most they could have done. And that is 6 months wasted on somebody who was trying to expose a child predator, an actual already registered sex offender who was interested in having a 12-year-old over to quote unquote show him the ropes of sex. And that was in the newspaper. My name was in the newspaper. They said I was a known sex offender, which is defamation, or in paper it's called libel, because I don't have any sort of crimes committed. I don't have paperwork on me. I've never even been charged for anything close to that, because I think it's disgusting and wrong. I think it's evil, personally, to do that to a child. And that was totally inaccurate. And they posted the charges, my name, everything in the newspaper. So I was kicked out of my apartment. I had nowhere to go. I was now known by everybody who read it as a known sex offender. And that these crimes and blah, 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 and they admitted a 6-month investigation. That's taxpayers' money doing absolutely nothing, because what could they have been doing? They weren't investigating anything. They didn't. I'm speechless. This is why it took me so long to make this video. I was totally depressed. No, everybody in town now thinks I'm a registered SO, just total ridiculous. Even some people who've known me for years believe that BS. So I asked help from some family members because I felt I couldn't do it. I was going into a deep depression, full of anxiety, all that stuff. Like, imagine your name in the newspaper being called that in your hometown. It kills your soul, man. It's not right. So from doing something good, I got punished pretty bad, pretty harshly. It took a year. They went through my phone. They sent it up to Toronto so that they could look through everything. And of course, they saw nothing because there's nothing on my phone like that. No crimes, like even a marijuana deal or nothing like that, And so they gave it back to me after playing games, saying, oh, come Monday. I went down. Oh, sorry, there's nobody working in property right now, so you'll have to come back another day. Why did you tell me to come down here? Next day I came down. They said, oh, it's not ready yet. They told me to come down. I called beforehand. Said, yeah, it's all good. Come get your phone. This is after everything had been processed in court and the truth came out. I was then given a subpoena to come to the court for the prosecution side, so I had no chance to come. I was in a little room with the incompetent police officer and the prosecutor, who was strange to say the least, because he kept on saying, oh, don't worry, I'll see you again soon, and blah blah blah, like he thought he was gonna find more charges on me or something. Ridiculous, right? And I had one chance to ask him. I was in tears after the prosecutor left. The police officer stayed, and I said, why did you do this, man? Like, why did you do that? And all he could say was, I'm sorry. Here, I'll let you gather yourself while I go leave. So I wasn't ever needed to testify in court, but because they found all the information that I tried to give them like 14 months ago. So bottom line is, this is the reason why they took down the video. I guess YouTube or the police, because they changed their rules of service to not use anybody's name and stuff like that. But it was a willing, on both sides, a willing conversation, which for some reason can't be used now on YouTube. I don't know why it was taken off. I was never given an actual reason. And I wanted to keep doing this, but, when I asked my family if they could help me, all they wanted, was to make sure I was good on the criminal side. I said, don't worry, I'm good on the criminal side. I don't need representation because everything that I'm telling is the truth. It's all on my phone. They can read it. They can do everything, find everything. And I wasn't needed representation. I didn't even go to court once. I was so upset at them doing this to me. Other than the subpoena date, I didn't go there once. My lawyer represented me, who was very expensive, but he's a great lawyer in town. He went through obviously all the information. He said, it's very unfortunate. I'm sorry that this happened to you. But in person, he said, I don't think it's a good idea to do this again. I was thinking, like, what? It's like the Epstein files. They don't want anybody to come out and be proven as a child chaser because they're in high positions. A lot of them are in, they're in every walks of life, every profession, every educated person, non-educated person, a person with disability. There's people like that all over, and it's sickening. It's really sickening. It seemed like the world had changed. I mean, you know that guy from Texas. I can't think of the name. The big football-looking guy player with a full beard, and he keeps doing this. He is caught over like 400. The guy in Toronto, who has the same laws as we have in this town because it's a provincial law, right? So he was able to do it. He was jumping on people's cars and stuff. He was really passionate about catching them because they, were chatting with them for a while, saying the most disgusting things you can think of. And he was given support by the police, and that's what I was hoping was going to happen to me, especially after relaying the information to that first police officer on the phone, who I explained earlier, said, "Good job. We're proud of you. Keep doing this stuff. This is what's needed." And then the next guy was some rookie. He was definitely a rookie. He was at least 10 years younger than me. And I know I don't maybe look close to, a certain age. I won't say 40, but this guy looked like he was 22 to maybe 27. I don't know. He definitely was a rookie, at least in the service. I know that by the way he handled it. So I'm posting this online, and I'm going to post it to the same page that had the video, so hopefully viewers can come back and read. I know it's been a long time, and a long time video. So that's basically the reason why I'd stopped, being in a deep depression. And I wanted to have my family help me with a libel case because I was easily given. I called every lawyer in town. They wanted $5,000 to $7,000 up front, which at the time I didn't have. And my family just wanted to make sure that I was given proper defense. So I'm not hating on them for doing that. I just wish they listened to me because, that was defamation and libel to a core. I explained it to every lawyer. They said, "Oh, definitely, we'll take your case. We just need such and such amount to up front." And I couldn't do it because of, it would have cost me about 15 to 16 grand all the way to do both. So I wasn't really given the option to choose, but it was chosen that I go for the defense attorney, who I'm glad was the right one. He knew me, and he saw the case, and I won't swear because I don't want YouTube to take this down, but he said it was a bunch of horse poop that this had all happened, and he told me stories of police. Anyways, I won't go into that. It's already gotten way longer. I hope people do watch this, and I'm very glad if you were able to stick with me until the end. I know 30 minutes is a long time to hear one person talk, but I'm finally able to talk about it without bawling my eyes out, and just feeling so depressed because I lost everything, basically. All because I tried to help our city and expose somebody who's a registered sex offender who's still doing the crimes, So the police weren't watching them. They wasted taxpayers' money for 6 months for some reason. I was, found innocent. I didn't even show, like I said, I didn't show up once. My attorney did. Thank you. If you watch this video, I really appreciate your help. You're a fantastic attorney, and I'm sorry about everything that's happened, and I'm very grateful that you represented me. I don't want to sound unappreciative or ungrateful. I'm just upset at how the police handled this. So with that being said, thank you for watching the video. I hope this explains anything. If there's any questions or comments, please write them. I'll answer back to everybody. And, if it's a negative or positive, and if you saw the actual video, please try to comment something, because I think a lot of people in my town watched it, and the people who did watch it were longtime acquaintances who I would run into, and they'd shake my hand and told me to keep it pushing. I really respected that. So thank you to those people as well. Thank you for everybody watching. And I hope to post some more things, happier things, good things, funny things. But I needed to clear this up, okay? And I might clean up that video. I could post it on Rumble, I know that, but I've got the viewership on YouTube, so I'm gonna try to follow and read and learn their TOS, terms of service, and post that video back up, okay? I'm out. Caterpillar out. Thank you so much. I'm slowly turning into a butterfly now. Okay, guys. Okay, thank you for watching. All right. Just love everybody. Be nice to everybody. I'm not saying you're not. I'm just trying to give some, positive advice after that negative spiel. And hopefully I continue to catch, because I know for a fact there's a lot out there of these people, and for some reason I'm good at catching them. Maybe someday I'll explain why, but I think you kind of already know people who are doing this are doing it for a reason, right? Or a couple of reasons. So if you made it this far, God bless you. God bless everybody. And thanks for watching. Hopefully see you soon, okay? Bye.